Hey there, I am Utkarsh from SiteRecon, and I'm so excited to tell you how we got started. Um, Sounds like a product launch, the excitement, but I haven't really shared this journey like this with anyone before. So, in a couple of minutes, just a brief background on where we came from and why we are doing what we are doing. So, it was May 2017. I was getting started with my first company. I was 24 years old with a batchmate from college. And the application that we started working on was mapping large infrastructure assets like roads, building footprints across massive geographical scale, like cities, countries, continents, right? And it's really possible to do that using satellites because the imagery is available on cloud. The satellites just fly around in space and they can capture a lot of large land areas in a very less time. So that's what we started off with. Back then, it was the big thing because there's a company called Planet that had just launched a constellation of over 100 satellites. In fact, in a single rocket launch aboard an Indian space research organization rocket, did it really cheaply got the 100 satellites into orbit. And you know what? They started the mapping of the entire surface of the Earth every day, right? They could see if a tree went down from today. I mean, late last night, you could see it in that image, right? So it got really high frequency, really interesting. And so that was the big thing, right? As startup enthusiasts looking to make a difference in this world, that was the application we started off with. Um, the the use case we were serving was really delivering data quickly, because back then the process of mapping cities from satellite images used to take months, even years at times. There would be projects running through years that are just mapping, let's say, building footprints across the continental USA landmass. So projects like these, right, they were intense, required hundreds of people to do it, took a lot of time, and had a lot of time overruns, budget overruns. And so the value that we brought into the market was automation, automating mapping so that you can get the data back in a few weeks, something that was originally taking you about a year to get, about 6 months to get, right? Just get that back in a few weeks and scale very quickly. So it's like a plug and play solution, right? You define what you want measured, you will have your production line set up essentially in a matter of a week, and then in a couple of weeks you can get the entire data out. So like that, we mapped all the parking lots in the United States and Canada area, ended up extracting about 500,000 kilometers of parking drive lanes. That's surprising, right? Because if you look at Wikipedia, you would see that US has about about 5 to 6 million kilometers of road, like the total roads, right? And then 500,000 is just parking drive lanes. That just goes to show us how much parking lots have are influencing our everyday city life. Anyway, so that was the project then. Then we realized, there are like 8 million commercial properties in the US. Again, as part of a project we were doing, about 170 million building footprints in the US, right? 170 million buildings. Think about it. In a country with a population of 330 million. So all those stats apart, the business was growing, things were good, and then we just decided to come and set up shop at a user conference in San Diego. This was July 2019, and we are selling our wares, just hanging around the booth, chatting to people, and a guy walks up to our stall. He says, "Hey, can you map shrubs inside a property?" It's like, and I'm like, can you even map shrubs inside a property? Like, how would you map that? And he says, well, we visit a property, we take some measuring instrument with us, we do the measurement, we put that in a notebook, and based off that, we are trying to estimate how much time it's going to take to trim those shrubs, and also like figure out how much material we are going to apply, the chemicals we're going to apply. And so this guy was Devin from Rainbow Tree Care Scientific Advancement. Shout out to you, Devin. Good stuff, brother. You got me started on a new company. Anyway, so Devin brought up the idea, and we kind of pursued that, figured out that it's not possible using satellites, but definitely doable. At least something of that sort is doable using aerial imagery, the kind of imagery you get from Near Map, Eagle View, and a couple of other companies. So we said, okay, so it's definitely possible. Let's figure out more about it. So we just started pulling the thread and came to a point where the green industry revealed itself to us in its all its glory, right? 100,000 companies across applications like lawn care, landscape maintenance, snow removal. It's just wonderful, right? I mean, it's a very specific market. We got really excited about it because here was a problem that was affecting the lives of these companies on a day-to-day basis. It was not like a one-time moonshot project where they want to map all the cities in the US, build a data set, and then build an application on top of it. No, it wasn't like that. It was like an everyday problem that was really exciting for us because we wanted a problem where we could influence the lives of our customers on a day-to-day basis, and that really got us excited. And came to the GIE Expo in Louisville in October 2019. Saw how big the hardscape and the power equipment part of the industry is, and then got in touch with Nate Height from Mainscape. Shout out to you, Nate. I mean, such a blessing you replied to my cold email. So this guy, he was so open to the idea itself, right? Automating measurements, so that his reps don't have to measure properties anymore. And it was a pain for him when he was doing it, pain for his reps now that they were doing it. And so he decided to handhold us through the process, tell us what measuring turf and shrubs is, what really it entails, and how to do it, what are the different features you want to measure when estimating for a landscaping contract. So by the time it was February 2020, right, that weird year 2020, so then came to the Lawn and Landscape Tech Conference, got in touch with a lot of people with the same problem, looking to solve it. Try to solve it on emails, right? It's going back and forth. Hey, send me the property, I'll map it out for you, send you back the data. Didn't feel like it was scalable. And so after having done this for about a few dozen properties, in fact, a few hundred properties now that I think about it, and having went through this process on email, I was like, hey, we got to put this on a platform. We want to make it seamless. This process of exchanging emails doesn't make sense, especially when we are using automation at our end. The customer should get a feel for the turnaround times as well, and get his own piece of machine that is like plug and play. You plug into it, you get the data, you get the measurements, and you can start playing with your sales process afterwards once you have the output, right? And so with this idea, started off SiteRecon, got our first product in the market in August 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. And yeah, I'm getting a call, so I'll cancel that. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, so that was August 2020, and yeah, since then we have been adding customers. We have quite a few users on the platform, got some champions to talk about the use case they were solving, and that's the journey of SiteRecon, really. And we are just getting started. Like, probably the first product we have come out in the market with, automating property measurements. There's a lot to work on here. We are really excited about the prospect that automated technologies will do for the industry. GIS technologies will do for the industry, and we hope to see you on this journey, help you transform the way you do business, help you put more smiles on your customers' faces, make it easy for your employees to be more productive, and at the end of the day, just earn more profit, grow your business, grow it fast, so that all of us go back home with a sense of satisfaction when the sun sets. Thank you so much for listening to this. Hope you have a great day, a blessed week, and a great year. Take care.